Very good evening and welcome to the news tonight. I'm Tracy Shilshi. In the next 30 minutes, I'll be taking you through the day's top stories. Let's start with the headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi raises the political stakes in Bihar, announces a 1.25 lakh crore development package for the election-bound state. 10 days and counting, Pakistani troops continue unprovoked firing along the line of control. 2 people are killed in a terror attack in Sopore. India's First Lady Pranab Mukherjee passes away at the age of 71. Several dignitaries and political leaders express their condolences to President Pranab Mukherjee and his family. Mahinda Rajapaksa's comeback attempt ends in defeat. Ranil Wickremesinghe returns as the Sri Lankan Prime Minister after his United National Party emerges as the single largest party. And Bangkok's Russia bomber is identified. CCTV footage shows a man leaving a backpack at the blast site on Monday. Our top story this evening, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was in Bihar today, inaugurating some road projects and addressing a rally in Saharsa. Reiterating the development slogan for the state, Modi urged the people to vote for the BJP-led NDA alliance in the upcoming polls, saying that the current JDU government had become arrogant. Here's a report.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi was at his rhetorical best at this function in Ara as he played to the gallery in this poll-bound state. In Ara, the Prime Minister inaugurated a number of road projects, playing the development card, his attempt to silence arch-rival and current Chief Minister of the state, Nitish Kumar. And he has managed to do just that. With the announcement, Modi has taken away Nitish Kumar's biggest weapon.
हमारे हर गांव में 5-10 तो ऐसे नौजवान होते हैं कि जो कुछ कर दिखाने का मांझा रखते हैं, करने की ताकत रखते हैं, लेकिन उनको अवसर नहीं मिलता। मैं पिछले दिनों बिहार आया था और मैंने कहा था कि बिहार की गिनती बीमारू राज्य में होती है, उसको हमें बाहर निकालना है। तो यहां के हमारे मुख्यमंत्री जी बहुत नाराज हो गए। उनको बहुत गुस्सा आया और अगर बिहार बीमारू से बाहर आ गया है तो सबसे ज्यादा खुशी मुझे होगी, पूरे हिंदुस्तान को।
From Ara, the PM moved to Saharsa, where he addressed another huge rally. Exhorting people to vote for the BJP-led NDA alliance, Modi hit out at the ruling dispensation in the state, saying it had become arrogant.
अब बिहार की राजनीति बदलाव की ओर चल पड़ी है दोस्तों। अब यह सरकार रहने वाली नहीं है। यहां की जनता न इनको स्वीकार करने वाली है, न इनको साथ देने वाली है। जनता के बीच जाने के लिए भी एक हिम्मत लगती है, हौसला लगता है, जनता के प्रति विश्वास लगता है, आस्था लगती है। लेकिन जब जनता से नाता टूट जाता है, अहंकार 7वें आसमान पर होता है, तब जनता के बीच जाने के बजाय एयर कंडीशन कमरे में 5-25 पत्रकारों को बुला करके जहर उगलने के सिवाय कोई काम नहीं बचा रहता है। भाइयों बहनों, हम तो जनता के हैं, जनता के बीच जाते हैं, जनता के बीच आकर के अपना हिसाब देते हैं।
The Prime Minister also hit out at the state government for failing to spend the money given by the Centre for Development. He also once again promised to change the face of Bihar, whether on the issue of women's safety or laying of roads. The battle lines have been drawn. Development is on the agenda for now. We will have to wait and watch what happens when Bihar goes to polls at the end of this year. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Modi's third visit to Bihar in under a month, and today he unleashed the BJP's biggest weapon, a 1.25 lakh crore financial package. While Modi claimed it was a development package meant to assist in the state's progress, the opposition is calling it a political bribe. Here are more details.
दिल्ली सरकार 1.25 लाख करोड़ रुपए का
A whopping 1.25 lakh crore development package for poll-bound Bihar. A major poll swap announced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi at a state government event in Ara on Tuesday. The Prime Minister claims the special package was in line with his government's strategy to carry forward its development agenda in Bihar. The package is in addition to the ongoing development projects worth 40,657 crore rupees announced previously.
पूर्वी हिंदुस्तान को आगे बढ़ाने में बिहार एक अहम भूमिका निभाए, इसलिए पुरानों में से 40,000 करोड़ और नए में से 1.25 लाख करोड़, 1,65,000 करोड़ रुपया आज आपके चरणों में घोषित करते हुए मुझे आनंद होता है.
The special financial package, however, did not please State Chief Minister Nitish Kumar. He said the assistance was the state's right and cannot be seen as a favor.
आप अगर ये मानते हैं कि बीमारू होने पर ही विशेष राज्य का दर्जा दिया जाएगा तो बताइए, अब तक जितने राज्यों को विशेष राज्य का दर्जा हुआ वो क्या बीमारू राज्य के श्रेणी में आए थे?
While RJD Chief Lalu Prasad called it a political jumla to please the people of Bihar. Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi also questioned the Prime Minister's intent.
आज आर्मी के लोग भूख हड़ताल पे बैठे हुए हैं, कह रहे भैया हमें झूठ बोल दिया, 8,000 करोड़ रुपए की बात है, हमें नहीं मिला. एक तरफ कहते हैं आर्मी वालों से कहते हैं भैया पैसा नहीं है, दूसरी तरफ बिहार में लाख करोड़ रुपए दे रहे हैं.
Under the special package, the biggest chunk has been approved for highway and road building projects, which includes over 2,000 kilometers of highways and construction of bridges across the Kosi, Son and Ganga rivers. The second biggest gainer is the petroleum and gas sector. In line with the Prime Minister's thrust on providing electricity to rural homes, 16,130 crore rupees have been allotted for this purpose. A 1,300 megawatt power plant at Buxar is also on the anvil. 3,094 crore rupees have been set aside for farmer welfare, 1,000 crore rupees for the education sector, 600 crore rupees each have been allotted to the health and tourism sectors, while the Digital Bihar project is set to get 440 crore rupees. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
All right, for more on this story, let's speak to Shekhar Iyer, political editor with the Deccan Herald, joining us in studio this evening. Shekhar, thanks so much for joining us. In effect, Bihar is getting 1.65 crores, 1.25 that financial package, and you've got other 40,000 crores in other governmental projects that was, of course, talked about in that story. Can this huge, stupendous package win Bihar for the BJP?
Well, this package was becoming a political issue. And in the last few days, both Nitish Kumar and other leaders were repeatedly talking about what the centre has done for Bihar. They were recalling the speeches that Modi made during the Lok Sabha elections and were asking whatever happened to that. So today, in fact, when Prime Minister Modi began speaking, he repeatedly brought that point that people are saying that I make promises, I make announcements, I do nothing. Here I go. So you can see a lot of drama in this, a lot of campaign drama. And within minutes, he completed his speech. The Press Information Bureau knew a website, particularly the Prime Minister's office, immediately put out the breakup. In the sense, what will go for highways, which you just showed on the screen.
Yes.
How much for highways, how much for rural roads, for irrigation, for digital Bihar, so on and so forth. Which goes to show that some kind of homework has been done. But at the same time, the opposition is going to hit back saying, look, as we saw Rahul Gandhi saying, you made an announcement on one rank, one pension. What has happened to that? But I think probably Prime Minister and the BJP realized that this was going to become a big debating point. You know, what has the centre done? And in order to answer his critics and make this itself a talking point in this election, he went in and again, he went public and announced this. And since there is a month left before, almost a month is left before Election Commission actually announces the date.
The dates, yes.
You know, this kind of announcement doesn't fall under that, what is called normally the code of conduct. So therefore, he has made the announcement. There's a huge package. Of course, it had his whole Modi's dramatic way of making it, which Nitish Kumar said, was he participating in some auction, the way he was mentioning the rates.
Yes.
So I think this criticism will go on. But what is very clear is, I think the stakes are so high, that the Prime Minister is compelled to make this kind of announcement.
And did this magnanimous package, as some are calling it, take Nitish Kumar and also his ally Lalu Prasad a bit by surprise? I think it did, because they probably realized that he had not said anything, he had made no announcements in his Red Fort address. In fact, they thought probably he has begun to learn from his previous experience where, he made a lot of announcements and things got a little slow to start. In some cases, nothing much has happened. So that criticism was growing. He could see it on the social media and the mainstream media, where the criticism was the Prime Minister is quick on announcements, but very slow on delivery. So therefore, probably they might have not expected that he would say something, so fast and come with such a big kind of announcement. And Nitish and allies to hold that Swabhiman rally in Patna on the 29th of August. So definitely the political rhetoric is going to just rise further, isn't it? Yeah, it will go on further because repeatedly you notice one thing. Even today's announcement, you see, Nitish's strategy seems to be that whatever Modi says, it is a kind of an insult to Bihari pride. Last time when Modi spoke about Nitish Kumar's DNA in terms of, ditching people or ditching alliances, forming new alliances, then immediately Nitish Kumar hit back saying that you have insulted the pride of Bihar. And now this again, the manner in which Modi has announced, this will be a counterpoint from Nitish Kumar. Not so much from Lalu, though, that, this is a way of insulting Bihar. We are not beggars. So, and this is going to go on because when last time, in the last rally, when Modi said Bihar was a Bimaru state, that categorization which Planning Commission earlier had done in terms of social indicators. So today again Modi said, if you are not a Bimaru state, why were you coming to the centre repeatedly? To which again Nitish said, look, I haven't gone to Delhi with a begging bowl. It's our right. Our right since the bifurcation of Bihar, then the old Bihar into Bihar and Jharkhand. Since then, Bihar has suffered in terms of revenue. So you will have a lot of this talk, but I think at the ground level, the campaign will rather pick up more speed when the parties actually decide on the candidates. Then one gets to see how many, there are rebellion and whether there are rebel candidates and how the alliances work on the both sides. Because one election where the alliances will matter in each of those 243 assembly seats in Bihar. All the drama that we see in politics and perhaps more we'll be seeing in the coming months. Thanks so much, Shekhar Iyer, for joining us with those details there. In fact, talking about the Prime Minister's promises, something that he needs to pay some attention to is unprovoked firing by Pakistani troops that continues despite India's repeated protests through diplomatic channels. There have been 4 ceasefire violations since last night along the line of the international border, and the line of control in Jammu and Poonch districts. A villager sustained a bullet injury on his foot in Arnia sector. This is the 10th consecutive day of ceasefire violation by Pakistan.
सीमा का उल्लंघन और सीमा में जो हमारा समझौता है वहाँ शांति रहना चाहिए, ऐसा हमारा प्रयास है, उसका उल्लंघन समय समय में देखने को मिला है। वहाँ से उल्लंघन करते हुए उसका बहुत ही जोरदार से और जितना ज़रूरत है उतना उसका जवाब दिया जाता है।
Meanwhile, 2 people were killed, including a policeman, in a militant attack in Sopore. The militants came on a motorcycle and opened fire at the guard post at a shrine. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, in the national capital, Pakistani terrorist Mohammad Naveed Yaqoob was subjected to a polygraph or a lie detector test. The NIA also released the sketches of 2 terror suspects who allegedly entered India along with Naveed. The NIA has named the terrorist as Abu Okasha, who is a resident of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa in Pakistan, and Zargam or Muhammad Bhai from the same area. Sources say that they are among the 3 terrorists who infiltrated into Jammu and Kashmir along with Naveed but were assigned different targets. Naveed was captured during the Udhampur attack. He had given his consent for the lie detector test and had earlier confessed that he hailed from Faisalabad. However, several other contradictory statements by Naveed led the NIA to conduct this test. In other news, under pressure to implement the one rank, one pension scheme for ex-servicemen, the Prime Minister's office has stepped in to resolve the issue. It has been decided that PIN's Principal Secretary N. Mishra will negotiate with the army veterans. The step comes after one more ex-serviceman joined the Fast Unto Death protest demanding implementation of the scheme. The centre has reiterated its commitment but has refrained from giving a time frame. Once done, OROP is expected to benefit more than 3 million retired servicemen, giving them equal pension based on their ranks during retirement. The ex-servicemen have been holding protest at the Jantar Mantar in Delhi for the past several days. The Delhi police has urged them to call off the strike after apologizing for the scuffle with the army veterans last week.
दिल्ली पुलिस को अच्छी तरह मालूम है कि बिना आपके ये कंट्री सुरक्षित नहीं रह सकती। इसमें जो 14 तारीख को थोड़ा मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग हो गई थी, उसके बारे में हमने डिटेल्स में बात की है। कुछ वर्ड्स में कंफ्यूजन हो जाता है, कुछ वर्किंग में कंफ्यूजन हो जाता है। हम उनको सुधारने की कोशिश करेंगे जो ऑफिसर्स इस तरह की बात किए हैं। लेकिन इंटेंशन मैं फिर भी बताता हूँ, इंटेंशन कोई हर्ट करने वाला नहीं था।
हम सरकार से प्रार्थना करते हैं कि सरकार जल्दी से जल्दी हमारी वन रैंक वन पेंशन को लागू करके जो सही अप्रूव्ड उसका डेफिनेशन है, सही डेट से, और हमें डेट बता दें, हम एक सेकंड भी यहाँ नहीं रहेंगे।
President Pranab Mukherjee's wife, Shubhra Mukherjee, passed away this morning. The First Lady had been unwell for quite some time now. She was undergoing treatment for some respiratory problem at the Army Research and Referral Hospital in Delhi. The news of her demise was made public in a statement released by the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Married to the President since 1957, the First Lady was an accomplished Rabindra Sangeet singer. She was also a highly talented painter who had many group and solo exhibitions to her credit. She also authored 2 books, Chokhe Raloe and Chena Achenai Chen. Vice President Muhammad Hamid Ansari, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and leaders of various political parties extended condolences to the President and his family. Many leaders also took to Twitter to express their grief. On to Sri Lanka now, and the former President Mahinda Rajapaksa's attempt to stage a comeback in the general election has ended in defeat. Ranil Wickremesinghe has returned as the Prime Minister under his United National Party, emerging as the single largest party in a tight contest. Rajapaksa had initially conceded defeat, but later retracted to wait for an official announcement of the results.
Incumbent Ranil Wickremesinghe is set to return as the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka. His United National Party workers celebrated after its victory. Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa's bid for a political comeback has failed. The United National Party became the single largest party in the parliamentary elections by winning 93 seats out of a total of 225 seats. In a tight contest, it edged out United People's Freedom Alliance, which won 83 seats. 29 of the total seats for the national list will be decided on the basis of votes polled by parties. According to experts, Wickremesinghe's return could speed up the reconciliation process in the country.
There appears to be greater momentum for putting into place an inclusive government process, as well as the speedy reconstruction and revitalization of the society in a sense.
The results have validated the outcome earlier this year of the presidential polls, which saw Rajapaksa lose to former ally President Maithripala Sirisena. He even tried to resist pressure to allow Rajapaksa to contest. With inputs from Akhilesh Suman, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And still ahead on the show, more international news. Rescue teams find no survivors at the crash site of the Indonesian plane, which had 54 people on board.
Landmark election results in Sri Lanka. Outright defeat for Mahinda Rajapaksa. What do these results mean for Sri Lankan politics? And what are the repercussions for India? Watch The Big Picture at 9:30 p.m. on Rajya Sabha television.
Welcome back. You're watching the news tonight. Now, a flood warning has been issued in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Assam and West Bengal for the next 4 days. The Met Office has predicted that a monsoon trough will bring heavy to very heavy rainfall in the foothills of the Himalayas. The National Weather Agency also expects rivers to swell. A high-level meeting convened by the National Disaster Management Authority was also held on Monday to prepare an action plan to tackle any crisis.
Observing the changes in the wind pattern, and for the last 2 days the circulation has become like that the foothills of Himalaya should get very heavy rainfall, and accordingly we have given warnings for Bihar, northern part of West Bengal, Sikkim, Meghalaya and Arunachal Pradesh. In addition to this, there is some rainfall is also expected over East UP. So mainly the eastern part and the northeast India is under the you can say some sort of worry with regard to heavy to very heavy rainfall.
Meanwhile, the NDA government is all set to bring amendments to 6 major environmental laws in the next 1 month. In an exclusive interview to Rajya Sabha TV, Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar says that the government will also incorporate suggestions given by the Standing Committee in its report.
What is it that India plans to achieve from this particular summit, and how is it that we can achieve it?
We are leading many developing countries, and we are also asking for justice. Because the basic principle of common but differentiated responsibility or polluter to pay, that doesn't get solved. That doesn't go out of the scene. So by maintaining the principles, we want to take lead.
In an exclusive interview to Rajya Sabha TV, Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Prakash Javadekar, hoped the Climate Change Summit in Paris, to be held in December, will be a landmark event. Environment experts, however, feel more effort is needed to make the outcome of Paris Summit effective in the long term.
You will have a deal in which all the countries will commit something to do with climate change, but collectively it is not going to be sufficient to address climate change. So I don't think it is going to be landmark in terms of effectiveness.
The Environment Minister also said the NDA government will soon come up with changes in 6 major laws dealing with the environment and incorporate Standing Committee suggestions.
Comparative study we have done. We have done an assessment of what the law today is and what are the problems. And we have done the gap report also, that what is intended and what is not there in the laws. So now we have got all the 3 reports. Next 1 month, we'll decide what amendments we want to make actually. And then we'll go to the Parliament.
Javadekar also claimed the government has planned several steps to control the air pollution in Delhi and the NCR cities where the pollution levels have caused concern. Vishal Dahiya, Rajya Sabha TV, Delhi.
Well, you can catch that entire interview here on Rajya Sabha TV at 10 p.m. on Wednesday. For the moment, though, let's get you some quick national updates in Nationwide. A Maoist attack in Dulmi village on the border of Ranchi and Khunti districts has resulted in injuries to an SSP and 2 other policemen. Police retaliation resulted in the deaths of a Naxalite area commander, Chandan, and a police driver. At least 10 people were killed and many are feared trapped under debris after a major landslide sent giant boulders girdling onto the Gurudwara Manikaran Sahib in Kulu in Himachal Pradesh. 7 bodies have been recovered so far and relief and rescue operations are underway. The Supreme Court has reportedly received an anonymous email threatening that it will be blown up. Anti-sabotage checks have been increased in the court since the mail was received last weekend. All law interns and students have been barred from entering the court for a month and security checks have been tightened. Former Coal Secretary H.C. Gupta and retired public servant L.S. Janoti were granted bail by a special court in a coal scam case. The case pertains to alleged irregularities in the allocation of Bandeir coal block in Maharashtra. The judge also allowed the plea of former Minister of State for Coal Santosh Bagrodia for exemption from personal appearance on health grounds. Over to the US now, and Republican presidential hopeful Donald Trump has added further controversy to his comments about immigrants living illegally in America. Trump has proposed to raise the minimum wage for H-1B visas in a move to discourage US companies from hiring technology professionals from overseas, including India. Trump argued that raising the minimum wage would force companies to give IT jobs to unemployed Americans, not to cheaper workers from overseas. Now, a day after the blast outside a temple in Bangkok, Thai authorities have released CCTV images of a man they suspect could be the bomber. So far, no group has claimed responsibility for the attack, even as the central Bangkok intersection where the bomb exploded was reopened to traffic today. Here's more.
A day after the deadly bomb attack that killed at least 20 people and left 120 injured, there is a lingering sense of shock in Bangkok. As investigators sifted through the wreckage, suspicions are focused on one man. Seen in this CCTV footage, he's wearing a yellow t-shirt and dark-framed glasses, leaving a large backpack next to the railing outside the shrine.
จากภาพที่ปรากฏนะครับเรายังไม่ปักใจว่าเป็นใครเพราะว่าจากภาพที่ปรากฏนั้นอาจจะเป็นการแปลงใบหน้าหรือตกแต่งหรือแต่งหน้าแต่งตามาเพื่อให้
In a televised address, Prime Minister Prayuth Chan-o-cha vowed to bring those behind the bomb attack to justice. The Thai government said the Monday's rush hour attack was aimed at destroying the country's economy.
ยังมีบุคคลหรือกลุ่มบุคคลที่มุ่งประสงค์ร้ายต่อประเทศชาติยังมีการเคลื่อนไหวอยู่ซึ่งอาจจะเป็นการหวังผลทางการเมืองเพื่อทำลายเศรษฐกิจทำลายการท่องเที่ยวหรือด้วยเหตุผลอื่นใดก็ตามรัฐบาลจะเร่งดำเนินการสืบสวน
Despite the assurances, tourists are skeptical. A day after the tragedy, an explosive device was thrown at the busy Sandthorn Pier in Bangkok. Fortunately, it landed in water. Meanwhile, the Thai currency fell to its lowest level in 6 years over concerns that the blast could hit the nation's vital tourism industry. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And for the international stories, here's Global Buzz. Indonesian rescue workers have reached the crash site of the plane that went down with 54 people on board on Sunday. The teams have recovered bodies from the crash site but haven't found any survivors. The search and rescue staff also found the black box of the plane. Bangladesh security forces have arrested 3 people, including a UK citizen who is suspected to be the mastermind behind the murders of 2 bloggers, Avijit Roy and Ananta Vijay Das. Both bloggers were hacked to death earlier this year. Bangladeshi police say the arrested UK citizen has links with a banned militant outfit, Ansarullah Bangla team. More than 300 emails from Hillary Clinton's private server are to be reviewed to see if they contain classified information. The US State Department identified the emails as it carries out checks on whether they can be released publicly. Clinton's use of private email while holding the post of the US Secretary of State for 4 years has sparked a barrage of criticism. And finally, let's get you some sports news now in Sports Beat. Leander Paes and his Swiss partner Stan Wawrinka rallied from a set down to beat Kevin Anderson and Jeremy Chardy in a hard-fought first-round clash at the Cincinnati Masters. The Indo-Swiss pair took time to settle down before scripting a 1-6, 6-1, 10-6 win. They will face the 8th-seeded Canadian-American team of Vasek Pospisil and Jack Sock in the second round. Athletic Bilbao completed a shock upset of Barcelona on Monday night to hoist the Spanish Super Cup 5-1 on aggregate. This is their first trophy since 1984. Messi and Aritz Aduriz traded goals for a 1-1 draw, but this was not enough for Barca to overcome its disastrous first leg last week when they conceded 4 goals. After spending 10 months in jail for killing his girlfriend, South African Paralympian Oscar Pistorius is expected to be released from prison on Friday. Pistorius was sentenced to 5 years in prison in October 2014. On Valentine's Day in 2013, Pistorius had fired 4 shots at what he thought was an intruder in his house, but was actually his girlfriend, Riva Steenkamp. And that's all on the news tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. News.